This is Bounty Spiced Rum, and in this video I'm going to tell you all about it, what it tastes and smells like, and then I've got my recommended serves, what mixers I think are going to work very well with this. So if you want to know a bit more about Bounty, stay tuned. Hey Spiced Rum fans, I am Steve the Barman, and I'm hoping these videos are going to help you drink, serve and enjoy better quality spiced rum. That's what I'm all about at the moment. So if you are loving these videos, then please hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what spiced rums you are drinking. Let me know what spiced rums you want me to feature in the future. Just send me a message in the comments below. That's what we're all about. And if you want to chat to other spiced rum fans, then there is a Facebook group now. It's growing slowly every single day. Over on Facebook, the Spiced Rum Club. It's not my group, but I get heavily involved. I post photos and things like that and ask questions of people. So if you want to join the community, the short link for my short link is stblive.uk/Spiced Rum Club. Come and join us. Right then, let's crack on with a Bounty Spiced Rum Bounty, not the chocolate bar. I love that chocolate bar, the chocolate and coconut. I love that. Anyway, not the chocolate bar. This is another rum brand from St Lucia, St Lucian Distillers. The big famous rums that come out of there. I've got their spiced rum, Chairman's Reserve. It's the same people. It's who they're responsible for. This was launched into the UK. Big shout out to Dave Marshland. He gave me this little fact. I love this fun fact. This was launched into the UK market at the Notting Hill Carnival 2018. So it's been on the scene now for about a year, or where are we, 15 months or so now. But still pretty relatively unheard of in the UK. Now, without doing this a disservice at all, I would class this as an entry-level spiced rum compared to Chairman's Reserve, which is probably for the bit more of the connoisseurs, the people that love a little bit more spice and a little bit more rumminess from the rum. So this is their entry level. Just to give you a rough price comparison, this is coming in at below £20. I actually picked this up, I think it was about £18 now. I've had this a few weeks, but I think it was roughly about £18 clean VAT. Chairman's Reserve is going to be over that. It's about £24-25 a bottle. So that's a bit of the sort of price comparison between them. However, that said, it is a rum. It's a 40% rum. So it's not gone down the lines of your Bacardis, your Captain Morgans or anything like that. It's not below 35. It is a proper out and out 40% rum. Now the rums in this obviously do originate from St Lucia. They distill it over there. I didn't know this, but actually the sugarcane molasses that they actually use to distill actually come from Guyana as well. So I didn't know that. I found that out from the website. So it's Guyanese sugarcane molasses that get shipped over to St Lucia. Now, as I've just touched on the provenance, as I say, it's distilled in St Lucia. The rum is aged for 2 years in bourbon barrels. We've got a little bit of about it, a little bit of not marketing, but a little bit of kind of more about this rum on the back of the bottle. So I'm just going to quickly read that, because that's the big difference between rum and spiced rum compared to gin and things like that. We have got a little bit of info on the back of the bottle. So, following the long tradition of St Lucian spiced rum, Bounty Spiced is an infusion of vanilla and cinnamon with the macerated bark of the Richera grandis, locally known as the Bois Bande. I can never say that, I'm really sorry. Bois Bande. It is claimed that the bark has potent qualities that gives the aged rum a base of exotic and authentic Lucian spiced rum experience. And by potent, it actually means aphrodisiac. The locals kind of think Bois Bande is kind of a local aphrodisiac. And I love the final bit, very short, very simple, quotation marks on the bottom of the bottle. Love this. Our island, our bounty. So on the nose, I get the big hints of vanilla on there. It does smell sweetish, but it smells very different to, when I say sweetish, to your Old Jays and your Bacardi Spiced and your Captain Morgans. It's not quite that level, but it has got this lovely sort of subtle sweetness going through it. Also get quite a little bit of citrus in there, a bit of lime, but I'm not getting too much kind of spice in that sense of the word. I'm not getting too much vanilla, not too much cinnamon or nutmeg or anything like that. It's just vanilla with a little bit of citrus. So what does it taste like? Well, in complete contrast to how it smells, how it tastes, the sweetness is really dialed back in my opinion. This isn't sweet compared to most spiced rums. This is really well balanced. You get the little bit of sort of peppery heat coming through there. I get the cinnamon now on the taste. I actually get quite a lot of ginger, I think, on there as well. The vanilla is there. The sort of sweetness from the citrus fruits has dialed down a little bit. This is a rum lover's spiced rum. I really, really do like that. There's not an overwhelming sweetness to it. As it goes down, the sort of finish, I'm getting quite a few tropical notes coming through there. Sort of, I can't really pinpoint it, but sort of subtle hints of kind of pineapple maybe. The sweeter citrus does kind of come through on the finish. That is just really, really lovely. And if you are a sort of traditionalist and don't have an overly sweet palate, this is a cracking spiced rum for you. And I tell you, for less than £20 a bottle, this knocks absolute spots off Sailor Jerry. Because I come back to Sailor Jerry. Sailor Jerry's got that sort of alcohol, ethanol aftertaste to it. It's really not pleasant these days. That just finishes absolutely superbly. Massive shout out. That is a really, really lovely, for £20, that is a really, really lovely spiced rum. Right then, long mixed drinks, simple serves. How are you going to drink that? Well, the obvious one, you know, the two go-tos for any spiced rum, Coke and ginger beer. And that won't let you down with Coke or ginger beer. It's very, very nice. However, my favourites were actually a little bit more fruitier. I think this works quite well with the other kind of spiced rum or rum mixers that are floating about at the moment. So my first pick, my top pick with this, is Old Jamaica's pineapple soda. Now there is another brand of soda, pineapple soda water fizzy drink. It's a little bit sweeter than Fentimans, which I'll come on to in a minute. But there is another brand, I think it's KA, it's kind of the black cans. I can't remember exactly what the brand is because I can never, ever, ever find it. This is the pineapple soda. Think, in sweetness terms, think Lilt without the grapefruit, whereas Ting, let's come on to Ting as well. Let's hold Ting up as well. So Ting is actually my second choice. Ting is Lilt without the pineapple. Old Jamaica pineapple soda is Lilt without the grapefruit, so they've got that kind of sweetness to them. Now my third choice of mixer, this is Fentimans Tropical Soda. Now when I say soda, I kind of mean this in the proper sense of the word. It hasn't got the sweetness of this pineapple soda. It's kind of the wrong name for that. They should really give it a pineapple, I don't know, pineapple fizz, but it's got a little bit more sweetness to it than the Fentimans. Fentimans takes that sort of little bit of sweetness away. So for those of you with a fruity palate, but without the kind of massively sweet tooth, then this is definitely the mixer for you. I really, really like those two together, but I have got a slightly sweeter palate. That's why I do prefer the Old Jamaica, but that is such a great highball when you mix those two together. Also for me, this was such a guilty pleasure as well. Think Hurricane Cocktail, and that's probably the lines I'm going to go down with this to do the cocktails. Think Hurricane, the pineapple, the passion fruit Rubicon here, absolutely lovely. Little squeeze of lime, highball, nothing more complex than that. The passion fruit there has got this sort of subtle hint of sweetness. It's not going down the pineapple route. I really, really love that. Joe, less than £20 a bottle. That has got to be one of your go-to spiced rums just to have in your speed rail, on your back bar, on the top of the fridge in your kitchen, just to have a little glug. Amazing. Love it. Now don't forget my cocktail recommendations for this. As I've been saying in the last few videos now, hopefully you're kind of getting into the rhythm. They are on my Instagram stories and then they get saved to my Instagram highlights. Go and check me out on Instagram at Steve the Barman. Catch me next time when I'm taking on yet another spiced rum.